Hello, we are in a new location. We traveled today. It was a short trip, about 50 miles. Not that it wasn't without its difficulty. At some point, we left one of the doors to the truck just ajar enough that we didn't have a light on or anything, but it definitely drained the battery, so when we went to start the truck wouldn't start. So we had to jump start it. We put a battery pack charger on one battery, and we pulled one of our camper batteries out of the back of the truck camper and used that to charge the other one. We did get the truck started. We got here to Pahrump, and now we're in another location, so we're going to be here for about a month. I will let you know what happens as our time here continues. So keep joining me for this vlog, and let's see what we get up to this week. So here we are in Pahrump at Lakeside RV Park. Personally, I would not call this a lake. I would call it a pond, but I live on Lake Champlain 5 months of the year, so I guess I can be a little picky. There's a lot of wildlife here. I had to go around the geese on the sidewalk when I was taking photos because I don't know if you know this, but geese are really mean and territorial. So the last thing you want is to be chased by a goose. And we finished our evening up with a propane fire pit. A few days later, Kirk decided that he was going to work at the cigar lounge. So I went along with him. I took a book, and basically we hung out. I hung out while he was working. And after we hung out there for a little while, we went across the street to a casino, had some lunch, then went to Goodwill where I got a couple of books. And again, we finished our evening with a propane fire pit. We decided to check out the Tepoca hot springs, so we jumped in the truck and we crossed over to California and drove about 45 minutes to Tepoca. And I have to tell you, having grown up in the foothills of the Allegheny Mountains and then living in the Adirondack Mountains, my idea of a mountain is different maybe than other people's, and that has changed significantly because these mountains are amazing. And this hot spring was so
This
neat.
hot spring is amazing. I am having such a lovely soak. The water feels so silky. I'm so glad we came here. It was 45 minutes from our campground, and yeah, it's just out in the middle of the desert. It's really interesting and pretty and relaxing.
Our drive back from Tepoca took us a little longer because we decided to take a different route than the route that we came. So we had more views of the desert and of the mountains. And as I was saying earlier, I have grown up with green mountains, mountains with trees. These are very kind of stark. They almost look like you've been to the beach and you've run sand through your fingers and made just little mountains of sand, but these are definitely mountains. They have their own particular beauty. I love the desert.
While Kirk was working this week, I got a couple of books finished. The first I don't have a dust jacket for, but it's by Lisa Jackson. It's called Paranoid. This was amazing. A 20-year-old killing gets linked to the day by another killing, and then another killing. And I have to say, I've read Lisa Jackson before. That's why I picked this up at Goodwill. She has such good twists, and she throws you all these red herrings. I thought it was two different people, and I was totally surprised at the end. And then on top of that twist, she threw on an entirely above and beyond twist. So if you like thrillers and suspense, I recommend Paranoid by Lisa Jackson. And when I finished Paranoid, I started a Frida McFadden novel because I think it was right before Christmas, Kirk found Frida McFadden novels at Aldi, of all places, and I got 4. And the one I just finished is called The Housemaid is Watching. This was also very good. I also enjoy Frida McFadden quite a lot. She is also one that throws in some crazy twists to her stories, which I absolutely love. In this one, again, I thought it was a couple different people, completely shocked by not one twist at the end, but 2. Again, if you enjoy mysteries and suspense, I highly recommend Frida McFadden's The Housemaid is Watching. And I also recommend the Lisa Jackson Paranoid book. So, that's something else that I was up to this week. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, leave me a comment. You know, I'd love to hear from you. My channel is so small, it'd be nice to feel like I was building some sort of community with those of you who are watching the channel. So leave me a note, say hi, and I will see you next week as I live my life in a Lance.